Olivia, are you okay?
No.
All right. You're going to get introduced to a matrice or a matrix, and no, that's not a movie from the 90s. Matrix is not a movie from the 90s. It's a mathematical concept. Okay, Jonathan, you're going to have to mute your mother. All right, there we go. So you've got matrices or a matrix. Single is a matrix. More than one is a matrice. That's the plural. You've got rows and columns. You see that on page 2. Page 3, we're just going to do some addition, and we're going to add columns. And let me share my smartboard slide. There we go. Now, somebody.
We're doing 1 to 4 today, right?
Yep. Somebody just wanted in.
Nope.
Someone is in the waiting room. It's Rachel.
You need to have it set up to where you can play elevator music when they're in the waiting room.
It's okay. You're okay.
Olivia is comforting her dog. All right, so you see the smart board?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that all you see?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, I'm going to mute everybody.
Bye.
And
Bye, son.
Oh, that's not a good look.
all right, so everybody's muted. We've got the first matrix here is a 2 by 2 matrix. The second matrix is a 2 by 2 matrix. It's got 2 rows. There's your rows. And it's got 2 columns. That's a 2 by 2 matrix. You can only add a matrix to another matrix if they are the same size. They have the same number of rows and the same number of columns. So this is problem number 1. Like I said, you're going to go back to kindergarten. We're going to do some simple addition. If we're going to add 2 matrices, you take the corresponding numbers that share the common position, and I'm going to add 2 and 3, which will make 5. Woo, that was hard, wasn't it? Then you're going to look at the number in that position and add it to the number over here in that position. So the red ones that I circled, that's row 1, column 2. So we add the 4 from row 1, column 2 in the first matrix to the -1 in row 1, column 2 in the second matrix. Adding 4 and -1 makes 3. So I'm on my way to adding these 2 matrices. So I take the first number in row 2, add it to the first number in row 3, and that makes a +3. And then finally, we're going to add row 2, column 2 is going to get added to row 2, column 2, and that makes an 8. And there is your answer. No, I subtracted. That's a 12. Sorry about that, folks. Freaked you out there, didn't it? All right, so let's unmute everybody. See if anybody has a question there. Anybody got a question?
No.
Why did you have math
Easy.
class?
What?
Why did we have math class?
I can't hear you, Zach. Say it again.
Why did we have math class? This is simple.
I'm just to see everybody. I like seeing you. All right, so now we're going to do another problem. And it is problem number 5. And it's what you do with the negative. So I'm going to mute everybody and do number 5. All right, so same thing that we did the last time. I'm going to take the number from row 1, column 1, and subtract from it the one in row 1, column 1. So I got to think there, though, that negative, that'll be 3 minus 9, which makes a negative 6. Okay? And so now I'm going to do the next set of numbers. Now I got to be careful here with this. I'm going to end up with a double negative. It's going to be 9 minus a negative 4. So that'll end up being a positive 4, which will make 13 in that position. So you just got to be careful with your double negatives in this problem. So we're going to take the next one in that first row. 7 minus 3 is 4. So I'm done with the first row. I have subtracted each element from the first row with its corresponding element in the first row of the second matrix. So now we're going to do the second row. 5 minus 12. So that's going to give me a negative 5, or I'm sorry, negative 7. Now I'm going to do negative 2 minus 11, which makes negative 13. And then lastly, I'm going to do 4 minus 9. 4 minus 9 is a negative 5. So we're going to, we finished the second row, took each corresponding element and subtracted it accordingly. Now we're going to go to the third row. 8 take away 1 is 7. 2 take away 2 is 0. 6 take away 1 is 5. Told you he was going back to kindergarten today. And so we end up with, we had a 3 by 3 matrix that had a 3 by 3 matrix subtracted from it, and your answer is a 3 by 3 matrix. So you have to have the same size matrix if you're going to add them. So we finished that one. Anybody got any questions? The question I have for you, there's one on this page that cannot be combined. Which one is it?
Number 10.
10.
That is correct.
I bet it's number 9.
Number 9's all 0.
Sorry, you
I
missed
know.
it. No, you get an answer in number 9. But number 10, you cannot combine number 10. Because it's a 2 by 2 matrix. You cannot add a 3 by 3 matrix. They've got to be the same size.
Number 2.
Probably say same.
Well, that was about like kindergarten math.
Yeah.
I told you it would be. All right, so that'll get you there. Now, I will warn you, tomorrow we are going to start multiplication. Now, the simple multiplication is easy, but the process is a little more difficult. So I want everybody to read page 4 today closely and study those examples. That's part of your goal today. Your goal today is 1 to 4. And make sure you read all of your examples on page 4 in preparation for tomorrow. All right. That's all for today. Anybody got any questions?
Oh, there's a baby. I gotta go.
We'll see ya.
Goodbye, everybody. Oh my gosh.
Have fun.
No, okay.
It just got a whole lot quieter.
It did, didn't it? All right. Well, we're finished. I'll be getting with y'all today and checking tests, those of you that need to get test graded. See you later.
Wow.
Well done.
Yeah.
The tail.